2 years ago, I was making great money online. I had successful blogs, I was doing SEO consulting, and I walked away from it all to start measuring windows and installing blinds. If you've ever wondered whether traditional businesses are dead in the digital age, or if you're an online entrepreneur who's feeling a little bit kind of burnt out with the online world, particularly the world that revolves around constantly changing algorithms, this video is for you. Today, I'm sharing the real reasons why I left my online business to go into home services and why it might have been the smartest business decision I ever made. So taking a step back, welcome to the Blueprint to Business. I'm Amber, and this is the channel where we share real strategies for building profitable home services businesses. And in my last video, I gave you the overview of my unconventional path from corporate tax attorney to digital marketing to eventually home services. But today I want to dive deep into that middle chapter, those years that I was building and running online businesses, and why I ultimately decided to leave that world behind. Because here's the thing, the decision to go from online to offline wasn't impulsive. It was strategic, and understanding why might help change the way you think about your own in-person business. Because what we've found is that a lot of what I did over the last 10 to 12 years in digital marketing and online marketing, we've been able to take those experiences and apply it directly into our home services business to position ourselves within a few months in a way that I don't think a lot of other home services businesses have been able to figure out, particularly in today's competitive environment. So let me take you back and talk about what happened in 2012. So for over a decade, I was deep into this online business world. I started as a travel blogger, writing about destinations, sharing travel tips. But along the way, I was also building an audience and building my reputation. And it was amazing at first. I was getting paid to write about places that I loved. I worked with tourism boards around the world. Hotels were comping us stays. We were dining at Michelin star restaurants and having the bill picked up for us. I had that dream lifestyle that everyone sees on Instagram, a laptop on the beach, working from anywhere. But more important, I was learning the fundamentals of digital marketing that most people don't master. That includes SEO, or search engine optimization, content creation, how to build an audience, email marketing, social media strategy, affiliate marketing, paid advertising, and all of it thinking about being on a small budget and how you want to get the most out of your time and the most out of your money so that you can get a strong ROI for your business. So I became obsessed with understanding how content ranks. I did not spend a single day without uttering the phrase search engine optimization. I also was trying to figure out ways on how to build organic traffic, how to convert visitors into customers. I wasn't just writing, I was building systems. And the travel blogs that we built, they led to freelance writing gigs, which led to some SEO consulting, and then doing full-on digital marketing strategy for clients. By 2018, I was running digital marketing for major companies, including some Marriott hotel brands. I was working with affiliate marketing companies. I published a couple books about how to travel to Europe, and I understood the online world inside and out. But what was going on in 2018 and 2019, that's when the cracks started to show. What we found is that we were entirely dependent on the Google gods. And we woke up every day stressed that there was going to be a major algorithm change that affected our traffic and then ultimately affected our income. And it did happen. It happened in August of 2022, I believe. We woke up overnight and lost 80% of the traffic to our website because we were so dependent on search and Google. We didn't have that broad base of people who followed us on various channels, and we didn't own any of the channels and any of the relationships that we were building. Things just started to change. I mean, it was around 2019, so this was even before the pandemic, when everything was so SEO focused that telling a story became buried. It was all listicles and top tens, and that's what was ranking. And that was the content we had to put out in order to rank and in order to earn revenue from our website. The platforms where we built our businesses were just becoming unreliable, and we weren't able to tell the stories in the way that we wanted to. You know, we would wake up to a Google algorithm update, or Facebook would change their policies, and our reach for the followers that we had built up over the years would just plummet. I watched a lot of brilliant business owners, and in particular travel bloggers, lose their incomes because one platform decided to change the rules overnight and there was no way to compete. The travel industry obviously got hit especially hard during COVID, but it was really just the wake-up call that I needed to see what was already happening in that particular space. I realized I had built my entire business on shifting sands, on rented land, traffic sources, audience, revenue streams. Everything were tied into these platforms that I didn't control. It was also the constant pressure of trying to create content in a world built around algorithms rather than content that actually helped people or provided advice. I found myself consistently optimizing for engagement metrics or views and click-throughs instead of providing real value to the people who started following me in the first place. The whole industry started to feel a little hollow, like we were all chasing these vanity metrics instead of building something real. And that's when I started asking myself, like, what would happen if Google decided tomorrow that my websites didn't matter anymore? What if Facebook shut down our ad account? What if whatever platform we were on got bought by someone else and the rules changed? I realized that despite all my online success, I didn't actually own a business. Like, I just owned a marketing machine, and I was completely dependent on other people's platforms and other people's tools. And that's when I started looking at traditional businesses differently. At the time, I was very focused on the digital nomad world and all of the podcasts and the resources that were out there talking about how to travel the world and make money online. But it was in that time frame around 2019, 2020, 2021, where those digital nomad resources that I had come to rely on started to shift from people taking the skills in their online businesses and transforming those to help build real in-person, tangible, traditional businesses. So you would hear people like Cody Sanchez talking about buying boring businesses. You heard about people buying laundromats and car washes and all of these things that were very, very traditional, but using their online skills to help transform and scale those businesses. And that was the trend. The digital nomads, a lot of them, they stopped traveling. They wanted to build something real and something in person. And that's what we started to do. Because, now that I've become part of the community of the home services professionals here in Colorado, I talk to home services pros every day. And my friend who owns a plumbing company, he doesn't wake up worrying about algorithm updates. His customers call him directly when they have a problem. He has real relationships with real people solving real problems. The woman who runs a local cleaning company, she's not worried about Apple and iOS updates affecting her customer acquisition. Her customers come from referral partners or her current clients, and she's building those relationships locally. And these businesses had something I didn't when I was in the online world. They had direct relationships with their customers, and those customers need their services regardless of what someone in Silicon Valley decided to do one day and change an algorithm. Or at least home services, business providers, they were solving immediate, tangible problems for people in their community. They weren't trying to game algorithms or optimize for engagement. They were just providing value to the people in their community. And that's what we wanted to do. These businesses could use all of the digital marketing skills I had developed, but they didn't need to depend on them entirely. In our online world, our website and our Google rankings day in and day out, they ran our business. They were the most important things. What we've learned now is that our most important thing is our relationships with our real customers, our homeowners, our business owners who buy from us. And we can use those tools that we once relied so heavily on as part of our strategy to help build and scale our business. So when Eric and I started talking about getting into home services, it wasn't because we thought online businesses were bad. It's because we wanted to build something that was more resilient, more traditional, and yes, a boring business. And we chose window coverings because it hit a lot of our criteria. We get a lot of sun here in Colorado, so that was part of it. And it's a relationship business. So once we do a good job for one person, they refer us to their friends, family, neighbors. We were new to Colorado when we started this business, and now we've built incredible reputations throughout the community through joining our local chambers of commerce and other organizations. This is also a business where our digital marketing skills are able to give us a bit of a competitive advantage. We're doing things for our window covering business to help it build and scale that a lot of the companies around us who've been around for 20, 30 years just aren't doing. We realized that we could build up our Google business profile to rank. We could create content that ranks in search results. We could set up systems for our customer communications and ensuring follow-up and requesting Google reviews in a way that was just more efficient and that a lot of other people in the industry haven't really thought about. But here's the key difference. If Google changed their algorithm tomorrow, we wouldn't go out of business. And a perfect example was they changed their algorithm in March of 2025. And we did lose some rankings overnight, but we got them back. And we have a lot of other platforms that we can use to help drive our business. So we just know that we can use digital marketing, and our Google business profile is just one element of our business. The digital marketing really just amplifies our business. It doesn't make it or break it like it used to be when we ran online businesses. So 15 months into this journey, here's what I've learned. Traditional businesses aren't traditional anymore when you apply modern marketing and successful, efficient operations to them. More than 50% of the home services businesses out there don't have a strategic digital marketing strategy, which means that if you create one for your business, you can stand out from your competitors. We use project management software that most online businesses use, and they help us with our business to become more efficient and make better use of our time. We track metrics a different way than a lot of other people do in the industry. We automate follow-ups. But at the same time, we're really solving real problems for real people in their actual homes, layering on all of those experiences. And that feels satisfying in a way that optimizing for SEO never did. For me, combining those digital skills that I spent a decade developing with a traditional business model that doesn't entirely depend on those platforms makes me sleep better at night. And it gives me some control over our situation in a way that we didn't have before. We hit profitability faster than I had anticipated. Our customer lifetime value is higher. Our customer acquisition cost is lower because we are able to better spend our money on advertising in a way that makes sense. And more than anything else, I sleep better at night knowing that our success doesn't depend entirely on an algorithm update or something that's out of our control. I think the future of home services belongs to businesses that combine the best of both worlds. Real problems, real relationships, real value, but you're powered by digital systems, efficiencies, operations, and digital marketing that actually works for you. And that's what we want to focus on with our blueprint to business. If you want to see exactly how we're doing this, the systems, the marketing strategy, the operational workflows, make sure you're subscribed. Set your notifications on. We'll be posting weekly. And I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments below. If you're running a home services business, what's keeping you up at night? What do you need help on? What would you do with an extra 10 hours in your week if you were able to be more efficient or carve off some of your responsibilities to someone else? What would make that game changer for you in your business? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where we're going to dive in a little bit more into how we started to scale our business from day one.